Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Thursday, November the 8th. We just have a 4-game slate today. I'm going to do my best and cover each position, cover my favorite plays on this 4-game slate, the studs, mid-tier plays, and value plays I like. I'll try and give as much analysis in this video as I can. Before we get started looking at point guards, though, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. Really does mean a lot. And if you are new to the channel, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. Also, make sure you trigger the bells, click the bell next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you every time I upload. But yeah, let's look at point guard today. Russell Westbrook, 10,800. He would be our most expensive point guard, but I have a feeling Westbrook not going to play today. He did not play Wednesday. I'm recording this video Wednesday night about 8:50 Eastern Time. The Thunder are on a back-to-back. I would imagine Westbrook does not play again. So Westbrook's probably out of consideration for me. I don't see him playing today. So we have Steph Curry and James Harden at the top of this position. And it's pretty clear. I think I'm going to play Harden over Curry today. Harden just seems way too cheap at 10,100. Draymond Green is out for the Warriors on Thursday, so that is a big boost for Steph Curry. But I think I'd rather play Harden over Curry today. Harden's just too cheap at 10,100. He should never be priced this cheap. He's just too high of a usage player, just too good of a fantasy player to be just 10,100 on DraftKings. He pretty much has like a 45 point floor. If Harden has a really bad game, he's still probably going to get you around that amount, around 45 DraftKings points. We look at the game log. Last few games, 63, 45, 43, 50. Like I said, he's got that 45, 50-point floor. We know he's got 70-point upside, 80-point upside. Against OKC, it's not a great matchup. I have a feeling Paul George probably going to defend Harden, and we know PG is a really good defender. But 10-1 for Harden, I do like the price. We'll get to small forward, or when we get to small forward, we'll talk about Giannis. I think Giannis is underpriced for his matchup. I prefer Giannis. I think he's my favorite stud on the slate, but I will for sure have exposure to James Harden at 10,100. But if we want to go to other point guards, so like in the 8K range, you got Lillard, you got CP3, you got Kyrie Irving. I don't feel like I'm going to be too heavy on any of those guys. Devin Booker is probably my favorite play down here at 7,600. It's not a great matchup by any means against Boston. We know Boston, really good defensive team. They just have really good defenders in general. But with how heavy or how high of a usage player Devin Booker is, he's just a good play here, 7,600. He's underpriced for how involved he is in the Suns' offense. I believe it was against Boston a few years ago when Booker went for like 70 points, had the best game of his career. Booker's another guy that gives you a really high floor, pretty much can lock in 30, 35 DraftKings points from him, and he's got a ceiling. He's got 50, close to 60-point upside. Against Boston, I think his upside's a little bit limited, but I still like Devin Booker at 7,600. Even if Westbrook is out today, I think I'd play Booker over Dennis Schroeder at 7K. I'd rather just get up to Booker, find the $600 and get up to Booker. But if you don't want to go to that price range, I think at 5,700, Eric Bledsoe, really underpriced. Just a good price play here against the Warriors. Fast-paced game. Love this game as a game to target two teams that do play pretty fast. Milwaukee pushes the ball up the court pretty fast. The Warriors do the same as well. I like Eric Bledsoe at 5,700. I think he's a really good option. And then if you want value, Patrick Beverley is my favorite value option at point guard. Probably going to be a guy I'm pretty heavy on today because he's 3,800, dirt cheap. We already know that Avery Bradley is out for the Clippers today, so I expect Patrick Beverley to play a ton of minutes. He played 39 minutes the last game against Minnesota, and Avery Bradley was out for that game. Beverley is not a high usage player. He's not going to get you 40 DraftKings points, but at 3,800 for him to be a good play, even in tournaments to be a good play, I'd say you probably want about 30 from him to be a really good tournament play. In cash games, if you get about 20, 25 from Beverley, that's probably good enough. I think he can easily get 20 to 25 here, and I think he has some tournament appeal. I think we can get 30 DraftKings points from Beverley. The Clippers just don't really have a ton of players that they can rely on for offense. They've got Gallinari, they got Tobias Harris, but Patrick Beverley probably going to be the third option when it comes to scoring. We know they're going to need his defense here. Beverley is a really good defender. He's going to have to defend Lillard. He's going to have to defend CJ McCollum. I'm expecting a ton of minutes from Beverley, and at 3,800, I do like him as a value play today. I feel like we're going to want to go stars and scrubs, try and fit in these stars up top, so Beverley, a scrub that I like at 3,800 on this slate. But let's move on to shooting guards. So there are a lot of guys here I've kind of already mentioned. You got Curry and Harden. Rather play Harden over Curry today. Booker I like. Probably going to play him over Schroeder even if Westbrook's out. Prefer Booker there at 7,600. CJ McCollum's coming off a monster game at 6,500. You could go to him. Probably not going to be a guy that I prioritize today though. Shooting guard for me is probably just going to be maybe try and find some cheap plays. Like you do have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who did start last game for Avery Bradley. He didn't play a ton of minutes, just 25 minutes, 20 DraftKings points, but he is in play for me as another punt play you could go to at 3,600. I project him for about 25 to 28 minutes here with Bradley out. Probably going to start again, probably going to get you about 20 to 25 DK points. Don't think he has a ton of upside, but at 3,600, especially in cash games to pay off this price tag, I do like going to him. We'll talk about some of the forwards we could consider since Draymond Green's out. The Warriors have some cheap value. If you play Beverley, you play Gilgeous-Alexander, and then maybe you play a guy like Jordan Bell or McKinney. That's going to free you up so much salary. You could probably fit in Harden and Giannis if you wanted to really go stars and scrubs. Don't mind him as a scrub at 3,600. But like in the mid-range at shooting guard, I don't love a ton of plays here. Like these 5K plays like Gordon Hayward, Evan Turner, Jaylen Brown, maybe Brogdon you could go to. Feel like he's going to play a ton of minutes because they're going to need his defense on Klay Thompson, on Steph Curry. At 4,500, Brogdon would probably be my favorite value if you want to go to him. Andre Iguodala should pick up a few extra minutes with Draymond Green out. At 4,300, you could go there, but I'd rather play Brogdon for just a little bit more. So that's probably it for shooting guard for me today. Let's move on to small forward. At the top of this position, we have Giannis facing the Warriors today, 11K. Very good price for Giannis. Very nice price, I should say. 11K in this matchup against the Warriors, a fast-paced game. This is a game where I feel like Giannis is going to get up and just play really well. If the Bucks want to have a chance of winning this game, Giannis is going to have to put up a pretty big outing. He's going to have to play a ton of minutes. With Draymond Green out for this game, should be a little bit of an easier matchup for Giannis. I'd imagine KD is going to guard Giannis, and KD is still a good defender. But Draymond Green was probably going to be the one that guarded Giannis if he was able to play today. But since he's out, probably be guarded by KD. Still not a great matchup, but Giannis is pretty much unguardable. I'll play this dude no matter who he's going up against. And in a fast-paced game against the Warriors at 11K, dropped $1,600 in price. He was 12-6 his last game, which I thought was a bit of I thought you were overpaying for him if you played him in the last slate. Put up a bad game, just 40 DK points. I think we see a bounce back game from Giannis. I'm expecting at least 55 to 60 here, and at 11K, going to have a ton of exposure to Giannis today, especially with all the cheap values I like on this slate. But other small forwards you can go to, PG at 8,900 I really like today. I expect Russell Westbrook to be out again. PG's price tag dropped $200. He was 9,100 on Wednesday. Had a ton of exposure to him. He was one of my highest owned players Wednesday. I'm going to have a ton of exposure to him again if Westbrook is out, which I imagine he will be. PG's just got to do so much for this team when Westbrook's out. He has to play the minutes. He has to play probably 40 minutes in this game if the Thunder want to win. I imagine PG guards Harden, like I said, so anytime Harden's on the court, George is probably going to have to be on the court. We know Harden plays a ton of minutes, so I think PG plays a ton of minutes here, going to just take a ton of shots. So much usage to soak up with Westbrook out. Really like him at 8,900. Feels a little bit too cheap for PG. But other small forwards we could consider, there really isn't a ton I love besides the top two guys. I'm probably going to be trying to fit in the studs at this position. I mentioned Iguodala, who you could go to. Since Draymond Green is out, you could potentially go to him. But there is one value I like at this position, maybe two values, I guess. Alfonso McKinney, I expect will probably start here for Draymond Green, and I really like him at 3,800. He's another scrub value play I think you can go to if you're trying to build a stars and scrubs lineup. So I mentioned Draymond Green out for this game. McKinney's been getting solid run for the Warriors lately. Still been playing decent minutes, even with Draymond Green active and playing. McKinney's gotten at least 27 minutes in 3 of his last 4 games. 27 minutes, 11, then 27, 29 minutes. I'm expecting him to play close to 30 minutes here, if not more than that, with Draymond Green out. Good chance he does start for Draymond Green as well. At 3,800, I really like him as a value play. I expect people will probably go to Jordan Bell since Draymond's out, because that's the guy we played a lot last year when Draymond was out. But the Warriors did get McKinney. they do want to play him. As you can see, they're trying to get him minutes, and I think he gets plenty of minutes here to pay off this price tag. At 3,800, a value play I like. Also, Jonas Jerebko probably sees a few more minutes at 3,600, but he's only probably going to play about 20 minutes. McKinney has a chance of eclipsing 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to roll with McKinney at 3,800 over Jerebko. But Jerebko definitely in play as well as another punt. But that's it for small forward for me. Let's move on to power forward. So Draymond Green, the key injury at the top of this position, not going to play today. KD, I didn't talk much about at 10,200. Since I have so much interest in Giannis at 11K, I probably won't be on KD here. Just rather get up to Giannis. I'd rather play James Harden over KD. Harden's actually cheaper than KD. So definitely want to go Harden there. Don't have a ton of interest in KD today. Other power forwards, though, that we could go to really isn't a lot I love. Maybe like Al Horford, 6,300 you could possibly consider. Maybe Gallinari at 6K. He kind of feels a little bit too cheap. You could possibly go there. Trying to find value, though, like I mentioned, McKinney you can play here. Jerebko you can play here. Jordan Bell's probably going to pick up a few minutes with Draymond out, but I think I'd rather go to McKinney. Same with Looney. Looney probably picks up a few minutes with Draymond out. But I think I'd rather go to McKinney there as well. It will be interesting to see who the Warriors start for Draymond. Hopefully we get that news before lock. I have a feeling it's going to be McKinney, but if it's one of the other guys, then that definitely makes them a better play if they're going to be starting. But I have a feeling it's going to be McKinney starting, so I'm rolling with him. But yeah, that's it for power forward. Pretty quick overview of this position. A lot of guys here I've kind of already talked about, so let's move on to center. You got Clint Capella, DeAndre Ayton, Yusuf Nurkic, some of the top options at this position. I don't have a ton of interest in these top plays. Like Capella and DeAndre Ayton both feel a little bit underpriced at 6,900 and 6,800. But Steven Adams also feels way underpriced. He's $1,000 cheaper. And I really like Steven Adams here. So Westbrook being out doesn't really help Steven Adams. Honestly, Westbrook being out probably is a little bit of a downgrade for Steven Adams. But 5,800 for Adams is too cheap of a price. He's a great cash game play in my opinion. He's going to play massive minutes. Pretty good chance it gets you at least 30 DraftKings points. He's going to get you at least 5x. So great cash game floor. In tournaments, he's got 7x upside on this price tag if you ask me. We could definitely get 40 points from Steven Adams here. Really like him at 5,800. I think I'd rather play him over the guys like Ayton and Capella, but if you have the salary and you can fit those guys in, definitely like Ayton and Capella. Would probably play Ayton over Capella. Feel like Ayton has a little bit more upside. But both guys are definitely in play. I will for sure have exposure to both guys. And then in the 5K range, you got Boban, 5,400. Definitely not a guy I'm going to be massively on today. 5,400, Boban really isn't as strong of a play as he was these last few slates. Obviously, the first day he started, he was like min-priced. Everybody loaded up on him in that game. He did pretty well, was a great value. Then the next game it was the Orlando game. He started, played 23 minutes. Then the next game, started again, played 18 minutes. I imagine he starts again. I'd probably project him for about 18 to 20 minutes, maybe a few more than that. At 5,400, though, I don't think I'm going to have a ton of exposure to Boban. The price tag is just a little bit too expensive for me. I definitely would rather play Steven Adams over Boban today. But value centers, it's kind of the guys I've talked about. You can play Jordan Bell here if you want to go to him. You could play Looney here, but those probably aren't guys I'm going to be on today unless we get the news that they're going to start. But I have a feeling, like I said, I've said this multiple times, but have a feeling McKinney's going to start for Draymond. So yeah, I think that's it for center, and I think that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully the video did help you. If you enjoyed, just make sure you click that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or you can leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And good luck tonight on this 4-game slate. Peace.